Hello, everyone. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. We are here for the live chat. We usually do this Monday nights, except for the first Monday of the month we do on Thursday. So, welcome to Thursday night. Um, and boy, has it been a couple weeks. Goodness. Lots of stuff happening, lots of stuff going on. And yeah, um, I'm gonna say hellos and highs. You guys were here before me. Sorry, I have hair all over me. And then we will talk about what's going on. All right. So, scrolling up, Erica's here. Hello, Erica. I see PJ's here too. I want to say sorry to you guys. You guys are members, and I just got out the recipe directions, not directions, but the ingredient list. We talked about those, so hopefully you have what you need and we can adjust as needed. It is an adjustable recipe for sure. We're making rabbit stew and we'll be making either um, dumplings or biscuits. I'll be making biscuits. I'm sure Erica will be making dumplings. Those are her favorite. And we're going to make it all together this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, the 8th. So sign up if you haven't signed up and join us. It'll be fun. All right, and Verna's here. Verna's Bay Place. So she's blue with a little wrench. And she is moderator. She catches all the bad guys. Thank you. And she has a YouTube channel as well. And she does lives on Saturday. So if you're interested in learning about growing in an apartment setting, check out her channel. All right. Lightning struck. My goodness. I'm just that electrifying. Oh my gosh. Oh, Verna, if you have to go, go ahead. I will. You are okay with doing that. Oh my goodness. She says, "Oh no, stopped raining and lightning is hitting hard right here." Do you have tornado warnings and stuff? If you need to go, just do it. We will understand. And stay safe, please. Oh, Erica says Steve was here earlier. Awesome. Erica, yours is the first comment I saw. And PJ says, "Don't send the storm that way." PJ likes dumplings too. I prefer biscuits. I don't know. I like biscuits more than dumplings, so that's why we're gonna do our choices. Let me get some water to get started and tell you a little bit about some things going on. I have had a busy, busy time. I've had something after work every single day this week and part of last week as well. Mama Kitty went to the vet yesterday, and actually we can go see her in a little bit. She's in the living room in a crate, and she, hi Howie, says hi Earthlings, welcome. Oh, PJ likes biscuits too. You can make both. No limitation there. Oh my gosh, Erica has chicks hatching. My goodness, that's so awesome. Mama Kitty went to the vet yesterday. She got fixed, and yesterday it was so funny. You guys will see in the week. I don't know if I'll put in the weekend review. I'll probably put some of it in the weekend review. I'll probably do a longer thing with just her. But she was lovey-dovey. She came out of the coming out of the anesthesia, and she was like, pet me, you know. And I have her in that big dog crate, and she was getting pet. I didn't want her to escape and run and hide somewhere in the house, so I did through the door. And so I was petting her and scratching her, and she was all liking it. And then if I stopped, I was sitting right next to it. If I stopped, then she reached through and she grabbed my leg. Like, oh, you're so sweet. And today she's just been laying in the corner all day. So talked to the vet, made sure that's expected. She's on, I forget what it is, but it's some very powerful pain med that lasts 4 days. It's topical, last 4 days. So she might be out of it for a little bit. Let's make sure to keep her hydrated and all that. So she is hopefully on the mend. She's going to stay inside for 14 days, and then 3 weeks out from yesterday, she's going to go back for another shot. So we'll figure out at some point if she's just going to stay in the house for another week or if I'm going to catch her later. I'm thinking I might keep her in. That's what I did with Ringo, just to make sure that we did get that follow-up shot, because it has to be within a certain amount of time. So, yeah. Anyway, Berta got booted by lightning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, you can shut off all your electronics if that's what you need to do. Goodness. Goodness. Well, we are in the kitchen today because I am making birthday stuff for the neighbor. We're doing something tomorrow, and I was going to do it last night, and I did not have time. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do a kitchen chat. Why not? And then, of course, I forgot to leave the butter out to soften. So I'll share my secret. If you run hot water in a glass and you put it over the stick of butter, then that heats it somewhat fast. But my problem is I don't have sticks of butter. I have butter this big. So I did the same thing running hot water on a plate and a big bowl. Time for the reheat. Let's see. It's working slowly, very slowly, but it is thawing them out. Thawing it out. It was in the refrigerator, not the freezer. So there we go. PJ, I don't necessarily need this in my bra. She says her secret is to shove it in your bra. Not right now. But yeah, there you go. PJ has hiccups. Boo. Howie says butter here costs too much, so folks use tallow. Yeah. This is a recipe that really needs butter. It's English toffee refrigerator cake. So English toffee, butter. Here you go. And yeah, this butter is not as good as the butter I got last time. A different kind. I mean, it's still cow, but a different kind. And then the one that I've been getting my butter from Azure Standard because I can get it in bulk and it's good butter. Sorry, my nose is itchy. It's vat cultured, unsalted. This stuff it's not as good as the other stuff that I had, but like flavor wise, but it's still a good butter. It's amazing once you've had good tasting butter, like that's real butter. I'm going to do this again, a little hot water. It's amazing once you've had that, how much it really, really affects your appreciation or lack thereof of other, non-special butter. And you don't really realize having grown up on, the regular, whatever the cheapest butter is, that it's supposed to taste different. So, yeah. All right, so that's just how I warmed this up. Hot water in the sink. And I'm just going to cover it with this bowl. Let it sit for a little longer, see what happens. All right. Coconut butter? Coconut oil? I have not heard of coconut butter. Wait, cocoa butter. Cocoa butter, coconut butter. Is coconut butter just coconut oil? Yeah. PJ says cleaning out my freezer, I found more goat butter. Win! Awesome! Howie says, here, free range butter is $18 a pound. Wow. Yeah, it's not free range, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is just... Yeah. Certified organic pasteurized cream and cultures from Tilth, Oregon. Wait, certified organic by Tilth, Oregon, but it's a product of California. Go figure. Anyway, yeah, but I'm going through the butter, so we're just gonna start that later than I thought. And Howie loves goat butter, and coconut butter can be bought for fairly cheap, depending where you get it from. Regular butter is $9 a pound. This is 8 ounces. So these are half a pound, which is, yeah. I don't know what to say. Get a cow. It's going to be more expensive, but but you'll have it. Yeah. All right. So I wanted, on the off chance someone wants to make this with me, and you guys, I'm only going to say it once. Maybe I'll say it twice. I'm making, from this book, English toffee refrigerator cake, 2.5 ounces unsweetened baking chocolate, half cup milk, 2/3 cup granulated sugar, 5 egg yolks beaten, 1 cup butter, softened, which it doesn't say in there. 1 cup confectioner's sugar, which is powdered sugar, 5 egg whites, 1 cup graham cracker crumbs, 1 cup pecans chopped, 1 cup whipped topping, which I have whipping cream. So, but we'll maybe we'll start. When does it come in? Maybe we can start stuff. Starting with milk chocolate, which I have a double boiler for, which I made hot chocolate in, and it's okay. I'm going to just use it because it's for neighbors and they are okay. And I need to, there we go, deal with that. All right. Cooking and listening. Awesome. 4 more to go. 4 more. Oh, I didn't read your thing. My goat kids are all old enough to wean. Sold one today. Awesome. And 4 more to go. That is awesome. Oh, Walmart has butter $9 a pound. Sorry, I was thirsty. All right. So yeah, my thing today is more like talking while I do something. And I was going to talk about delays. First, I'm going to tell you what a double boiler is. This is my double boiler, a metal bowl in a pot. The water is low enough that when it boils or steams, the water doesn't touch the bottom. And the goal is to heat this so the contents heat up. So, yeah. So talking about setbacks, I am having quite the setbacks with the garden. 1, time. 2, making the beds haven't gone smoothly just because of time. 3, I put out plants. I did not harden them off all the way, apparently. So some of them are now dead. And it's just going to be an experimental year for me this year in the gardening department. And that sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Yeah, and then just using your time. Like I said, I'm trying to do this at the same time, and it's working. Hopefully it's working. Let me get out my chocolate. All right, we have unsweetened chocolate, 2.5 ounces, 2.5 squares. This is old chocolate. It was in the freezer, so it's fine. They don't make it in this kind of chunkage anymore. It used to be 1 square, 1 ounce, but I think it changed. Okay. Does it say? Does it say? Does it say? 4 pieces equal 1 ounce. Yeah, it used to be. This is the new ones. So 4 pieces, 1 ounce. So I have 2 ounces. I need to have 1 more half of an ounce. So 2 little squares. You can break it up. You don't have to. There we go. Different kind. So I need a 1/2 ounce and maybe I should just go with the other one because I don't see. Each 4-ounce bar contains 8 sections. 2 sections equals 1 ounce. What? Each 4-ounce bar contains 8 half-ounce. Okay. Each section is half an ounce. And there's 8 of them. Okay, got it. Got it. All right. PJ says, it takes time, Katrina. You do a lot. New place takes time. Hugs. Aw, thank you. Yeah, it does take time. I'm just frustrated because I'm one of those people that can typically multitask the heck out of things and just get it done, push through to get done. And like a lot recently has been with work. I'm just tired at the end of the day. Like it's just like, okay, I'm done. And I don't like that. Just because it's been go. And that affects my personal time. I am going to take a couple days off next week to get stuff done around the house. But really what that means is I'm hoping to paint some areas. Maybe not the whole house, but some in some of the indoor part. Because that needs to get done. Windows are going in starting on the week of the 16th. When new windows, so I'll have double pane. A little late for winter, but summer. There we go. And yeah, you're right, PJ. There's a lot going on. Absolutely a lot going on. Okay, melt chocolate, cool. Combine milk, granulated sugar, and beaten egg yolks on top of double boiler. Cook over boiling water. Stir constantly until thickened. Cool. Cream butter. Wait. And okay. Once we do the chocolate, we have to get it out of here. That's what I was wondering. Okay. So it'll take a while now. And I don't know if you guys can see. There's steam coming up. I had turned it on to high. We're going to turn it down a little bit because it doesn't have to be. Now, can you see it? It doesn't have to be boiling in there. It just needs to be steaming. We're just melting chocolate at this point. So, yeah. So I'm going to get out my little doodad here. Set that to the side. And then we're ready. So we'll let that melt. And then we'll add another thing. And because it has to cool, I'm just going to do one thing at a time. All right. Yeah. And it's funny because, like, it's a new place to me and it still feels new, mostly because it's like, I haven't unpacked anything except for the kitchen. But it's, I moved here in August. Yeah. I did move here in August. And come on. And so it's almost been a year. It's almost been a year. Yeah, but there's stuff coming up. The water's going to be connected at some point soon. I thought it was going to be this week, but I told them I'm not priority because things are working. If there's other things that need to happen, that's fine. Solar is almost done. They had a little bit left on the punch list. They want a figure, like a placard, so that people know how to turn it off, where things are, and all that. So yeah. Thank you, Verna. She says you have done a lot in 10 months. Thank you. Yeah. PJ says it still takes time to learn everything, changing what was established and adding new. Exactly. And I have a pretty clear idea. Sorry. Apparently, I might be allergic to one of the grasses out there. As long as I'm going under my shirt, I'm fine. Yeah, and I at least have an idea about what I want to do. I've now observed it in pretty much all the seasons because I was here in August, so it wasn't like July or, now, but it was in August. So I've observed a heck of a winter as far as precipitation wise, and I do know it gets hot here as well, but kind of know. I feel like I know the places that I'm going to be changing. I feel like I know those areas, like the food forest area and stuff. in the area down by the house and the pasture and all that. I feel like I know those areas pretty well. I know up the hill less because I've been so concentrated down here. Now today and yesterday, the power company's sub was out here. There's a high tension power line that goes across the property, and they were clearing around their structures. They call them structures, and they're the towers is what they are. And so, hey, got some fire stuff done. I didn't have to do any of it. Ooh, I wonder if that counts in my Firewise. Firewise coordinator, if you're listening, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna reach out to her. Because stuff done on your property counts. Anyway. Oh, maybe I should tell you what that is in case you don't know. Since I just blurted it out. Firewise, like Wise Fire. Firewise is a certification. I don't know if it's a certification, but it's a thing that your neighborhood can be. And it basically is a group of residences that do particular things. So you are fire wise. Your goal is to reduce the likelihood of fire affecting either your property or your structures. And so things like putting in hardscapes, putting on the metal roof that I had put on, that the cost of that or the hours that go to it go to like get added in for your credits. And so like if you spend time, weed whipping, and you spend time thinning a forest or something like that, or trimming up your trees, all that time gets put in and calculated to for the whole neighborhood to remain a Firewise neighborhood. And what that does is it potentially reduces your insurance and also makes it safer. And then the program also, I think they have like some special things that can happen. I know they said that people can come out and do things for you with fire reasons. And I called and left messages and no one got back to me. They're probably busy, but you have that opportunity for having them help you. And I know some people that have taken advantage of that and they just haven't called me back. And I have not continued. I have not been the squeaky wheel. So there you go. Yeah, so that's what Firewise. I don't know if it's just the Western states or if it's everywhere. I don't know that, but if you're in an area, look up and see if you have a Firewise, if you can have a Firewise community. And yeah. Erica has 4 of 9 has hatched, 2 more are pipped. What are you hatching, Erica? Yeah. Good luck and happy hatching from Verna and also from me. I want to know what you're hatching though, because that sounds fun. Okay, we are starting to melt. I'm just going to kind of stir it around. It's melting quite nicely. So I'll just talk about this because it's here. This kind of chocolate. Yeah. There it is. Baker's chocolate. It doesn't have to be this brand, but this is the brand that's out there the most. It doesn't have all the extra stuff. So like I know PJ and I looked at what's in chocolate chips one time. I don't remember if that was a couple times ago for the Katrina's kit. And some of them have like a wax. PJ, do you remember what that was called? Don't look it up. But do you remember what that was called? But there's a wax. And like I know Nestle has it. And I don't care for Nestle chocolate chips. I will eat them. Believe me. But I actually prefer the cheaper ones because they don't have that wax. And yeah. Anyway, so that's it melts differently. It doesn't have all the additives and all that. Yeah, chicken eggs that someone gave you. Ed's here. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ed. I hope you're doing really well. We haven't seen you for a long time. Man, I hope you and Wendy are doing fabulous and that everybody's all recovered. My goodness. Thank you so much for joining us. I am making a dessert, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. Erica says they have been at it all day. Shells seem to be very strong. Chicken eggs is someone give you. Awesome. Paraffin. Yeah, so paraffin wax is in chocolate chips, in some chocolate chips. I know it's in Nestle's, the Nestle's that we checked. I don't know about other ones. But yeah, it's very weird that they would put that in there. I think it's just to hold the shape, which is interesting because if you temper it, it should hold the shape. Anyway, yeah. Okay, Verna says they add it to chocolate during the warm/hot months to keep it from melting in the heat so fast. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, Ed says, hi, I'll gotta run and eat. I understand this, Ed. Well, thank you for checking in and say hi to Wendy. Give you a big hug and give her a big hug. Thank you for stopping. All right, this is melted now. So I'm just gonna turn it off. And put it in a bowl. I got these there from Lodge, like the cast iron, and they're really actually nice. They have a little grippy on the inside as a hot pad. So I'm just gonna. I don't know. Do you guys care? I don't think you care seeing me to put this in there, do you? And steam's hot, guys. Oh, did I tell you guys I'm tired? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I am just scraping this into a small bowl, like a cereal bowl, that we're gonna revisit once it's cooled. And then we're gonna do the next step. If you guys have questions or anything, I literally am making this dessert. It's called English toffee refrigerator cake, and that's what I'm doing. I needed to do it, so I figured I'd do it while I talk to you guys. But if we have a question to answer, that is good. If you want to talk about garden stuff, that's fine. I realized that I was much too ambitious. Not too ambitious. You can't be too ambitious, right? I thought I was going to get things done faster in many, many things. So I'm not there yet. All right, putting that back on and set that to the side. And look at our next direction. Okay, combine milk, granulated sugar, and beaten egg yolks on top of double boiler. So our double boiler is already warm. Milk is 1/2 cup. Granulated sugar, 2/3 cup. Okay. Do they even make these anymore? You guys know that? Don't be hard on myself. Thanks. All right. 1/2 cup. Be nice if I quit putting things on the word, huh? 1/2 cup. I probably should double this, but I'm not going to. Half cup. And we don't have to scrape out the chocolate because it literally was going to be put back in, so it's fine. Anyway, so what are you guys all growing? Because right now I have some very sad looking plants out there, and that's what I have, and they're not even like in the beds yet because I thought I would have my water by now, but I don't. All right, sugar. What else do I need to get? Sugar and convector sugar. Okay, everything else is outside. Okay. Sugar, 2/3 cup. Anybody remember these? With the pour spout on one end and then the like liquid on one end and the solid on the other? Yeah. 2/3 cup. 2. Oh, I'm almost there. All right, 2/3 cup. And I have not done my egg yolks yet. My girl. One girl. One lady is laying, the other is not. She is not doing that. All right. But I have enough for 5. So let's see. It's not haunted. I just apparently need to push something in there. Oh, Erica says my bucks got loose and ate my garden. Wow. Well, I hope somebody has a good story because my story's not great and your story's not great. Christina Guidros, her garden looks great, but I mean, she doesn't have winter. So that helps. All right. Egg whites and egg yolks. Okay, I have not washed my eggs yet. I do wash them because they come from the same place the chicken poop does. And I don't need to be eating chicken poop. I think it's a valid point. I also wash them from the store if I need to get them from the store because, you know, do they actually do it? All right. Let's do a little wash of these. Except for that one. How sad. I just dropped one, guys. I will deal with it later. Okay. Peter says, well, I'm supposed to be moving next week, but background check hasn't come back yet. So do you know, so you don't know if you're moving? Okay, I'm just going to tell everybody, I know everybody who's on here right now knows this, but when you are separating egg yolks, it's good to have a place to put your whites and a place to put your yolks, and then have a third bowl so you can break it into this bowl so that you don't contaminate your whites. Having your egg whites with yolk in them kind of defeats the purpose. Not kind of, it does. It doesn't. Having your egg whites just have egg white in them is the best way to have egg whites. It might be repetitive. If egg yolk gets in the egg white, it's going to affect the way you use it, or the outcome. There we go. I think I'm tired. All right. So I'll pour that in. And do that every time. It doesn't really apply to me right now, but if you have eggs that you picked up and you're not quite sure if they're okay, this is also a good reason to do that. Because you won't, ruin your whole batch with one bad egg if it's not in the same bowl. All right. So Rexy was my layer that loved to lay, and she laid well into the winter and started super early in the spring. And so she's gone now, and Smilo's laying. Overactor's not. So I don't know if that's just her breed or what, but Smile is laying, so that's good at least. All right. Come on. There we go. So it's okay to get your whites and your yolks, but don't get your yolks and your whites. Okay. Berna says, my nasturtiums are doing great, waiting for it to flower. Borage is growing. I saw borage the other day at the when I went to the bee group. It was this tall. Sweet potato growing and just planted Malabar spinach. You're going to have Malabar spinach forever. Forever. Okay, combine milk, granulated sugar, and beaten egg yolks on top of double boiler. Cook over boiling water, stirring constantly until thickened. Then cool. Okay. So I'm going to beat the eggs, and then I'm actually going to change out my heating thing for the butter that I failed to soften. I'm just going to beat it. Look at those eggs. I don't want to, like, spill it. Anyway, yeah. And I thought we could talk about the canner. Look at this. We could talk about the canner. There's a fire. A little more because I have the whole canner in the kitchen, not just the top, in case anybody wanted to see how that went together or ask any questions about that, and I can show how that works. And okay, that sound that you guys heard was an app called Firewatch, I think. And there was a fire really close to my parents the other day. They lost power. They didn't have to evacuate or anything, and basically some guy started a fire that he shouldn't have because it was not a burn time. He got fined, and he's probably going to have to pay for damages for everything else. All right, I'm just going to briefly mix that in with my fork. And I'm going to start to heat up this water while I reheat our little bowl for the the softening of the butter. Yeah. All right. But I do want to check and see where this fire is. It's the same fire. Okay. 75% contained. Cool. Yeah. Watch duty. So it looks like that. I'm not going to show you this because it has location information and stuff. But it's yellow. It's called watch duty. And if you live in a fire-prone area, or if you know someone in a fire-prone area, it's a good idea to have. Because it will actually give you updates. And if you're in an area, it might be soft enough. Okay, I'm going to soften one more because I might be making something else after this. We'll see how I feel. But for anybody that missed that, like this is now softened. I'm just putting a bowl over a plate that has been warmed by hot water. Making a little cavern for it to live in. So you want it to actually warm the bowl and plate, not just have a warm surface, because it'll last longer. And make it a little cave. Hi, Steve. If you put it in storage, you better be staying. Yep. Okay, this says stir constantly. I'll use this. Stir constantly until thickened. Love that language. Not like approximately 10 minutes until it's thickened, just until it's thickened. The another recipe that has that similar until cooked, I think is what the other recipe says, and it's fudge nut pie, which is really good, but it's just until cooked. Yeah, PJ's son's going to be down where she is, which is good. Well, PJ, I'm glad you're finally making that jump. Yeah. Oh, you say you have 3 days off, so you still plan on moving your stuff down to a storage unit. Yeah, I don't know if you're staying. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Did I miss anything? Okay. Um, yeah. Mama Kitty's over there sleeping. Maybe we'll show her a little bit later once this is in the oven. If we can show her. She really is in the corner. She was so sweet yesterday. She you know, I guess she came out of anesthesia and they put the cone on her because that was by my request, because when Ringo got fixed, he wasn't there to get fixed. He was there because he had an infection that needed to be drained, an abscess. And so they're like, let's fix him while we're in there. Yeah. And boys are easier to do that than girls. And so he let me turn this down. He basically I was licking at his wound on his leg as soon as he came out. Like as soon as he on the way home, he was already licking, and the people gave me the collar in case I needed it. And I'm like, why didn't you just put it on him? Because he's obviously needing it. And so then when I had her, and she's been somewhat untouchable, that I wondered, I'm like, I think you should just put it on her. And they're like, well, we can do that. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they get it off and all that. And I'm like, okay, well, as long as she, isn't chewing at things, all that. So she's slept most of the day, I think. I mean, she's pretty drugged up. Her pupils are so big. But last night she was wanting pets. I sat with her for about 2 hours. I was moderating for Goldchaw Farm last night, and I was sitting on the floor next to her while I was doing that, and I was, had my fingers through the carrier and petting her and scratching her, and she's like, "Oh, right here, right here, right here." And then if I stopped, then she reached her paw out through the openings in the door, and like grab my leg. She's like, "No, you're supposed to be petting me." So I'm like, that made me feel really good, but I also realized that she was on medicine. She was on medicine. So yeah, but you guys will see some of I did record some of that. I mean, it's on my phone. It's a little, cockeyed, but that's okay. Yeah, and another thing I did is I backed up my computer. So hey, there we go. That's what's been going on, is kitty cat stuff. She went to the vet last week and they said she was too feral to do the shots then, and her wellness check. So they did it basically after she was already sedated. So that's a whole nother story. But she has what she has now, and then she'll go back in 3 weeks for a booster. And yeah. Back up. Woohoo. I know, Steve. Steve is my reminder. You want to remind me every once in a while, back up. Yeah, back up. And then I also have, I should take a picture of it. I told you guys about the SD card, or not SD card, the solid state external hard drive last time? Was it last time, I think? It's been a long time since I talked to you guys. And it was, what I've done is it's plugged in and it comes with this ridiculously tiny cable, like that long. And it's plugged in, and then I just took some painter's tape and taped it to the back. I'm like, yep, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Yeah. So it's been working. I like it actually because it's a lot smaller. And I like knowing that it's solid state, so it's good. Yeah. You guys aren't very talkative today. No questions. Yeah. It's been sunny here. It's been there. We had one day really windy. I think it was Monday. I think storm is over at Verna's place. All right, that's good. How did Lucy do? All right, it's starting to smell the egg, and it's starting to kind of thicken, but I don't know how thick it's supposed to be. See if I can show you without burning myself with the steam again. I don't know if you guys can see it at all. Maybe not. See this hand, maybe. It has chunks of chocolate in it because I did chocolate before, but it's a little thick, I think. Anyway, I have my graham cracker crumbs and my what's it called? Pecans out already, and that's going to be a really good combination. Thunder is starting at PJ's, so PJ got there really quick from Verna's place. You guys are not very close together geographically. Yeah, that sure moves fast. That's what Verna said. Yeah. Oh, what are we making? What does cheesecake sound like? I would like to know the sound of cheesecake. What are we making? I'm making a birthday dessert for my neighbor. We're having a get together, and I was going to do it yesterday. It didn't get done, so I am multitasking. It is English toffee refrigerator cake, and it'll be good. And I might be making a chocolate cake later. We'll see, because there's going to be, probably more than one cake's worth of people, but it'll be good. Storms were headed that way anyway. Okay. So maybe you have the front of the storm and it just the tail of the storm just left Verna. Steve says, wasn't from me. We only had rain for like an hour. That means you had rain. I mean, I remember all the blame you gave me when I was in California, but not anymore. Yeah, so we have 5 egg yolks in here, half cup milk, and 2/3 cup sugar. And it's basically what it's making, I think, is a custardy type thing, which, I mean, cheesecake is kind of like that. It has a little more dairy than most custards, I think. Maybe not actually. Verna is easy to blame. Oh boy. Well, don't blame her too much. All right, what is my next step? Cook over boiling water, stirring constantly until thickened, cool. Cream, butter, powdered sugar, and cooled chocolate together. Blend into cooled egg yolk mixture. Beat egg whites until stiff. Okay, and here's what PJ so graciously reminded me of is when you have a recipe and you're beating egg whites, just do that before you do the rest of it, so you don't have to wash your mixing bowl. When you beat egg whites, your bowl should not have a drop of water or a drop of oil like from your skin. Like it comes together so easy when that doesn't happen. So I'm going to think that's thickened. I don't know how thick it needs to be, but I'm going to think that's thickened. All right, we're going to turn that off, set it aside. I'm just going to put it on the other burner because there we go. Because I did. Okay. Vern says, I only got a little bit of it. That storm is massive. I just looked at the radar, and it goes from Kentucky to beyond New York State. So I was right. It just left you, and it's just arriving at PJ's. Man. Okay. So cream butter, powdered sugar, and cooled chocolate together. Blend into cooled egg yolk mixture. It's not cooled. We're going to get there. So beat egg whites until stiff. Fold chocolate mixture into egg whites. Blend well. Okay. Well, we're going to have a holding tank for our egg whites, but I think it's still worth it to not have to wash it in between. All right. Beat egg whites until stiff. I was going to do it over here, but you know what? There's stuff over there. That's working. All right, I can do the butter one more time, and then we'll do egg whites. I'm a little all over the place today, guys. Sorry about that. But if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is this butter was in the refrigerator, and I need it to be softened. So I just ran hot water on a plate and on a big bowl, and we're putting the butter on the plate and on the bowl. You could do this with a glass too if you have regular size sticks, but I have the double wide ones, and so yeah, you could use the glass and just put it over top of it. That works too. It just makes it a little bit better to be softened. And when you are cooking with butter, sometimes it calls for melted, sometimes it calls for softened, sometimes it calls for chilled or refrigerated. And it's very important to the consistency of the product that you are making that you use the butter in the appropriate consistency that it's called for, because otherwise it's going to turn out different. It might still be great, but it'll turn out different. Yeah. Steve says we had rain forecasted for the next 6 days. I'm going to see if we have any gopher wood. I don't know what gopher wood. Please tell me. Building an ark. PJ says we've had rain for months now. 2 days of heat and sunshine, now storms. Oh, wow. And my goodness, you guys are all getting storms. Amy. Hi, Amy. All right. Good night, PJ, and good luck with the storm. Everything else. All right, we just had Amy join. I am making English toffee refrigerator cake, and we just got to the point where I am going to scratch my nose through my shirt and whip up some egg whites. So it just says beat egg whites until stiff. There's soft peak, firm peak. Stiff, I'm going to go with is firm peak. So, okay, gopher wood is what the ark was made from. But what is it? It's not wood made out of gophers. I know that. What is it? It's a tree? Where does it originate? Come on, Google people. No, I'm kidding. Gopher wood, huh? I wonder if gophers live at the base. It'd be nice if there was a beater in there. Let me get the beater. All right. Hang on. So this is what you want for your egg whites. Whiskey things. And yes, I know it's far away from the camera, but too bad. This is where the plug is. There's also a plug there, but I don't feel like moving that. Okay. In they go, 5 egg whites. Did I say whip egg yolks? I meant whip egg whites if I said that. I always start it slower and go higher. Sounds like I need to adjust my thing. I can hear it scraping. That's okay. All right. Oh, Howie's saying good night? Good night. It's an extinct tree, if it ever was real. Okay. I mean, it could be like a common name that someone called it, and maybe some gophers live by it, and they call it the gopher tree. Maybe it was one giant tree. Wow. All right, I need to find a bowl for this. Well, I mean, boats were sealed with pitch for years and probably still are. Pitch is a pretty good sealant. Yeah. Um, the only tree I know about that used to grow here that kind of doesn't because it's been harvested out is yew tree, which the bark of that used to be used, or maybe still is, for a breast cancer treatment. It made to make a treatment. So I actually have one on my property that I saw that's cut down, but it's coming back, which is pretty cool. I need to get a friend though, because there's males and females. Okay. Verna says Bible only mentions gopher wood once, and it doesn't provide detailed characteristics of the wood. Additionally, the word is thought to have been translation from an. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, got destroyed the play. Yeah, that makes sense that it wouldn't translate to gopher. I mean, it probably has some other name, some other something that sounded similar, something. I don't know. We're at the soft peak form. All right, let's see where we are. Let's see where we are. It sticks. We're gonna call it good. All right. Turn my back to you guys real quick because my counter space is going away. All right. So egg whites, you want everything clean for it, but like we're gonna cream butter next. It doesn't have to be clean for the butter. Um, for the egg whites, it's actually something that happens, um, or that prevents it from doing what it needs to do. All right, let me get this done. Um, all right. So give me a minute here, and we'll catch up. All right, well, there's still egg right there, but that's okay. We'll cream the butter and it'll be fine. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Okay. Verna says I made coconut ice cream the other day. That sounds good. Okay. I don't know who this person is, but I am going to. Yeah, they're going to go away. All right. Okay. Verna says, wait, what was Choo Cheap? Oh, KitchenAid mixer. Okay. Wish I was rich enough for a KitchenAid mixer. I got mine on sale at Macy's a long time ago. You can get them if you can get them because even if they're missing parts, the parts through time still are good. Like the original ones have the same attachment spot as the new ones. Okay. You're too cheap. Okay. Whatever. Verna says, I got mine at half price on Amazon. Yep. That was the only reason I could see spending the money. Exactly. It's really, really, really a great thing to have, especially if you're going to use all the attachments. There's tons of different attachments you can do. I mean, like the pasta attachment, just that is worth it. I mean, there's a meat grinder attachment that you can get, and other companies make attachment for KitchenAid. Yeah. Go Team Coconut. Yeah, no freeze drying it because it's good. It's good. Amy says I was given an original KitchenAid and I end up burning up the motor. Ooh, it could probably be rebuilt. Yeah. Verna says my daughter stopped by yesterday and got a scoop. Said it was so rich. It sounds perfect. Exactly. Oh yeah, yeah. Saturday mornings, Verna has a live, and I try and make it when I can. And everything's closed Sunday, so if I have to go into town, it has to be Saturday or after work, and it doesn't always make sense to go after work because things are closed early anyway, too. So I've been going into town and I've been getting stuff done here, so I stop in when I can. 3-ingredient recipe. Is it coconut milk, coconut, and egg? Is that what it is? All right, this is soft. Not soft, it's still hot. Here's our thickened. That's thickened, right? Yeah. We'll let that cool some more. Okay. I think I can beat and cream the butter, powdered sugar, and cooled chocolate. Is it cool? Let's taste it. Yes. It is cool, and it is still unsweetened, in case anybody's wondering. Oh, you're on call, huh? Brenda, you can't tell us a 3-ingredient recipe and not tell us the ingredients. Okay. Cream butter. We do 1 cup butter. And these are 8 ounces. Is that 1 cup? How many ounces is a cup of butter? Oh my gosh. That's the thing about getting the fancier ones is they don't tell you. Here, I'm going to look that up. Butter. How many ounces in a cup? I think it's the whole thing because I think a regular stick is a half. Oh, yep, it is. It's the whole thing. And I lost you guys. There you go. I know 1 cup is 8 ounces of fluid, but I always double check on these things. Yeah, see, this doesn't smell as strong as the other one. Yeah. All right, 2 cups heavy whipping cream, 1 can sweetened condensed milk, and flavoring. Wait, it doesn't have like coconut milk in it? I wonder if you could put coconut milk in it. Inundated with ants, Amy says. No, not here. We do have some giant ants though, like that big. Yeah. Roberta says, so I used about third cup shredded coconut and a cap full of vanilla. All right. That works. All right. I'm going to put this in here. That was graceful. And then here's a tip. There's a whole lot of butter left on here. So if you fold it up and you put it in the freezer, or if you need it to grease for this recipe, which I don't think we do. I should check this first. Doesn't say to grease it. So I just pulled it up and I have a little Ziploc of these in the freezer. So if you need to grease a pan for anything, you just take this out and then, you put it on your hand on this side and you just rub it in, and the heat from your hand will melt it enough that it'll transfer onto whatever you're doing, like a cookie sheet or whatever. Yeah, one stick is half cup. That's what I thought. I just haven't cooked. I haven't gotten half cup size sticks in a long time. Yeah. Erica says, yes, Amy, I can't go outside without being bitten. Oh no. Oh, you guys got the biting ants. Yeah, not here. You can use chilled coconut milk in place of whipped cream. I think that might be good. I do. Coconut is good for you. Best artificial milk on the market. I mean, it's not milk. But yeah. Coconut milk. Yeah. Britta says, I've been doing your butter wrapper trick myself. So did you know that before you heard it from me? I'm gonna put it in the freezer right now. I'll show you. Because I learned this from my mom. And there's the cheapo butter, currant butter. I'll show you the one I like better than this. No affiliation. Except that I use it. That's the one I like. That's very flavorful. And says all the same things as this one, but they're not. Just for me? Oh, you have tiny ones. So do you have, is it Argentine ants? Argentine ants? There we go. Because we had those in California. And, you just use the ant poison stuff. Anything that eats it, that it's going to be like an insect, they take it back to their colony and share it, and it works. Yeah. That's one thing I have used in the past. All right. You had one on your arm, Verna? Oh, Erica's mom taught her the wrapper trick. Nice. When you stop collecting the butter wrappers, you have quite a store of them. When my mom asks for more. And when I visit them, I bring butter wrappers. I eat more butter than I do cookies, which I guess is an accomplishment. But my parents don't do a whole lot of butter anymore. They do like the fake butter, and like it comes in a tub. And I think my mom might. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. I have had more than that. Or give them to people. Yeah. You didn't check their accent. Good, Amy. Piss ants? Yeah. Oh, Amy says the dog is getting hungry. Her food keeps getting swamped with ants. Oh my gosh, I've never had ants that bad. I'm gonna knock on some wood. Erica says several ants, but the worst are fire ants. I am glad we don't have those. Yeah, borax mixed with a bit of sugar. Yeah, Steve, that does the same thing as the commercial stuff. You tried that, Amy? Did you try it yesterday, or did you try it and continue to try it? Because what they do is they bring it home and they have to share it with the whole colony before you see an impact because there's like millions of them there. Okay, I'm gonna start this. I need to remember there's a cracked egg on the floor. Well, that's not being successful. Boiling water, yeah, that helps for the ones that you can see and get to. It doesn't help for the rest of the colony. Cinnamon is a barrier that you can use, and I've been in places that have used it to the ridiculous level, but it does work. It is a barrier. They will not cross a thing of cinnamon. Now, I don't know why that would be, but it's true. All right, powdered sugar, confection sugar, 1 cup. Yeah. It's a slow process. Queen needs to get it. Exactly. That's why I was asking that, because you'd think, oh yeah, I got them. And then you have to continue to put out those bait traps. Because they will come back otherwise. Yeah. But if you're just trying to save your dog, like cinnamon, or put it up a little higher and put Vaseline on the legs of whatever's there, and they'll stick in it. All right, this is 1 cup powdered sugar. If anyone's joining us, I'm making English toffee refrigerated cake very slowly as I answer comments. All right. See if we can get that cream. It's still a little bit hard. Amy says, I use it the way YouTube vlog said, put it out for a few days with a crouton soaked in it. It helps slightly. Sprayed the foundation outside and sprayed 4 nests you found. Yeah, it's probably going to take you more than a couple days. Well, you had to disturb your duck nest in the coop because she was covered in ants as well. That is terrible. That is terrible. The diatomaceous earth will also help that. Just don't put it anywhere like near a bunch of birds that are going to breathe it in, stuff like that. But that will help with them because it cuts them. I did not make my own powdered sugar. I did not. No. Powdered sugar is sugar and cornstarch. All right, that looks creamy. Yeah, that does sound really bad. And you might go the DE route, diatomaceous earth. More than a foot off the ground. Oh my gosh, it's not Argentine ants then. Not to that effect. I mean, that if it is, then they're a different breed. All right, here's a chocolate. 2.5 ounces melted unsweetened chocolate going in with our cup of butter and cup of powdered sugar creamed. Helps if you unlock it. All right. You know what I think I need to do? I think I need to get this off the edge first. Because it's all on the edge of the beater. All right. Here we go. So does anybody want to talk about, once we get this in the oven, want to talk about the this guy right here, the All-American pressure canner, or pressure canning in general, or anything else? Because I left that there because I was using it and it didn't go away. That's why I left it there. But a secondary thought about not putting it away is that I'd show you guys that at some point, and today is at some point. I considered when I was canning, I was like, oh, well, maybe I should can during live, but then the rattle could bother people, so I figured that would not be a thing to do. All right. Here we go. Chocolate in. Yeah, I use more butter and like avocado oil for cooking. That's why I have more wrappers. And as you can see, some really old wrappers. All right. Here we go. Blend this in. All right. And coming back, let's see. Peppermint oil may work. I've never seen it. I mean, I've never like seen that work in person. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just haven't seen it. I know cinnamon works. Sell by the gallon, exactly. They also say that peppermint is something that flies stay away from. That's, I mean, they like land on the peppermint plant, so I don't think that's true. Didn't we get training last week on the canner? You got the lid. I'm saying if you guys want to see the whole, those dealies. All right, the rattle will drive you nuts. Exactly, and that's why I didn't do that. So, Musgrave Family Farm, hello, new to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Usually I'm not in the kitchen during the live chat. We do a member cook with me live called Katrina's Kits that we do every month, which we're doing on Sunday. So if you want to join, we are making rabbit stew or chicken stew or quail stew, however you want to do it. And yeah, but welcome to the channel. Let us know where you're from, what you're growing, and what you're hoping to get out of this. All right, Amy says I have a mirror canner I really like, but it holds a Guatemalan village month-long supply of food. So I would like small batch canner as well. Okay. I don't know that one. A mirror canner. All right. Miro. Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Okay. Oh, thank you for the link there. Thank you. Eric's back. Hi, Eric. Welcome, welcome. Have you heard the rumor about butter? Never mind. I shouldn't be spreading it. All right. Let me finish doing this real quick. Okay. That's all mixed in. And just because Eric was talking about butter, and we have a new person, and I wanted to show you guys, I had butter in the refrigerator. I needed softened butter and forgot about it. And so this is the thing. Bowl on a plate, and you warm the bowl, warm the plate, put it under hot water for a while. Make sure it's not just surface warm, but warm. And put a cover over it. They're cold now because it's been there for a long time. And do that a few times and you'll have softened butter. You can see that's how softened. So we'll set that aside. For something I may be making later. All right. Musgrave is from Oklahoma, and garden and raised beds. Awesome. Awesome. I have my garden I'm figuring out just now. I just moved here in August, which is almost a year, but I have been focusing on house stuff and all that. So that will be coming up. And then raised beds are awesome. When I did urban gardening, I had all of my stuff in raised beds, and it was really, really great. And I think about the first almost 3 years of my channel is in the urban garden and urban food forest basically. And I was there for like 11 and a half years, and so I have more experience than what's on YouTube. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Fun fact about butter is that it's been around over 9,000 years. Yeah, as long as people have been shaking cows. Oh, Amy's throwing in her hat. Hey, Eric, did you hear about Kay Sarah, who married Frank Sarah, and now she's Kay Sarah Sarah? Oh my gosh. Tommy's here, Aquatic News Network. Howdy. Howdy, Tommy. We're baking today, and I'm doing it very slowly because I'm talking to you guys. C says in ancient times in Norway, they used to bury their dead with a supply of butter. Why not? They might need it, you know? They might need it. Raised beds are easier on my bad knees. Yes. Yeah, raised beds are I think better on a lot of fronts. It makes it more controllable. Your soil warms faster in from winter. Your elevation, right? So getting down, getting up, all that. But then also you have more control of your soil, and I really like that. So yeah. Butter used to be made from yaks, sheep, and goats. It still is, Steve. How do you think? How do you think they? I mean, they still make cheese out of all three of those. I think. I don't know about yak, but I'm sure they do. I don't know who they is. It's the royal day. The royal day. All right. We are making English choppy refrigerator cake. Well, I am. You guys are watching. We are blend cream butter, powdered sugar, and cooled chocolate together. Blend into cooled egg mixture, which means we're supposed to take that out and put it in this, but I don't know. Full chocolate mixture into egg whites. All right. It just says blend. It doesn't say beat. So we're going to pour this in here. And by pour, I mean scrape. All right. Hold up. Wait. Run it back. If that ain't butter, then what is that? They like butter flavor. I'm like butter tastes like butter. So you butter, put it back. What? I think I missed the first part. Let me see what the first part was. Oh. Yeah. I was talking earlier, the butter that I'm using is a good butter, but it's not as good as the one I had before this one. I've been getting my butter from Azure Standard and bulk. I mean, they come in reasonable size, reasonable sizes. Just you get a box of them, and keep it in the freezer, and then use it as you do. I'm not really in a food desert, but I feel like I am sometimes because the availability of things is just super local. The availability of things is very small, and going out from there, you're gonna get okay products, but it's definitely a different thing. All right. Eric says my son just told me the best chicken joke. It's impeccable. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So since we have people come on, I will be. Is it actually 7:25 already? I'm this slow at this. I will be showing you guys Mama Kitty. She got fixed yesterday, and so she's in the crate in the living room. And she was so lovey-dovey yesterday. It was so fun. I was scratching her from in the through the holes in the front of the crate, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is nice." And I feel like that's what she wants to do, but she can't let herself do it. When she's not drugged up on painkillers. And so maybe we'll get there. Hopefully we do. But today she's just been quiet and laying in the corner and sleeping and not doing much, which is also okay. And I did, confirm with the vet today that that's an okay thing, how she's being right now. And I have the number of 2 emergency vets, one north, one south, in case something needs to be tended to. So she did really well, and all of that. Tommy says, "Man, it's no wonder we've been getting sick eating." Yeah, yeah. All the numbers, all the color numbers. High fructose corn syrup. Yeah, you know. Yeah, we've eaten a lot of things. We've eaten a lot of things, but I mean, I'm fine with food coloring being from natural things instead of made up things that, yeah, you can trace them back to nature, but they're not really natural. Yeah. Steve says saves on embalming costs to do it while they're alive. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, maybe. Tommy's singing typey style. I don't know. Is that a thing? It's a thing for Tommy. We'll support him in this endeavor. So Tommy, I haven't seen you on anything in a while because honestly, I haven't been on anything in a while except for my own stuff. How did your turbidity stuff turn out? Tommy on his channel was looking at turbidity. Guys, the texture of this is like silk pie. Sorry, interrupted my own thought there. You have any idea? Says Steve. You have any idea how many of our food items are made from petroleum, like margarine? Exactly. Eric says, "Why don't cats play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs." Wait, cheetahs don't live in the jungle, do they? They live on the savannah, right? I think you gotta change your joke, Eric. Sorry. Amy says margarine was originally developed to be a dietary additive to fatten turkeys, but as intellectually challenged as they are, they wouldn't eat it. Ooh. All right. You gotta cite your source on that one, but I don't not believe you. Tommy says, haven't got to that yet. I'm working on putting a cleanup crew together for that creek. Oh, good. Yeah, if polluted, that is good. But you haven't announced it yet. But yes, you did. You just did right here. Heard it here first. All right. Back to this. What are we doing? We are folding the chocolate mixture into the egg whites. So we have egg whites here, chocolate mixture here, and oh my gosh, guys, look at this texture. Look at that texture. It's so smooth. We are going to leave the egg whites in here. All right. I'm going to jump to instructions for this. Except for I do have to say, it sounds like intelligence to me, Erica says. I just saw that and I had to read it about the turkeys. Okay, so folding. Here's your egg whites. Ooh, that's all that's in there is egg whites. Folding the chocolate mixture, which has the egg yolks in it as well, and butter and sugar and chocolate. Something else, I don't know. When you do egg whites like this and it says to fold it in, it's just basically a gentler way than stirring because you want to preserve. This is 5 egg whites. It's not more than that. It's just 5, and you want to preserve the fluffiness, the air that you've fluffed up in here. You want to preserve that for the texture of the cake. Okay. All right. So here is folding. And the crowd goes silent. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so the person who was new on here, if you're anyone, must something. Yeah, I used to do a lot more cooking and baking videos, and the thing is, if I bake it, I will eat it. So this is for a neighborhood get together for a couple neighbor get together for a birthday celebration. So I will not be, it will not be calling my name. And yeah, I do have some baking and some cooking videos on there as well. Okay. So folding. And when you start folding and you've never folded before, you feel really stupid doing it. So just understand that's part of the process. You're like, this is never going to do anything. It will. Like slide out of the bowl. It will. It will just take a while. And some people's folding processes will be faster than others because they're going to be better at it. I'm pretty slow at it. But that's okay. And you want it to be somewhat evenly mixed when you're doing that, but you're not stirring. I think I was telling the Katrina's Kits, the Cook With Me Live that we do every month. Was I telling you guys about the, what is it called? The book I have that's the bread book by monks, Tassajara bread book. I think I was telling you about that there's a really good, it's white bread, but it's a really good white bread recipe. And it basically, this is like, it kneads like this. Instead of kneading, it basically does this kind of thing. And it preserves the air stuff and doesn't stretch as much gluten, I would imagine. And Erica might be able to correct me on that because she's our local not local gluten informer. I don't know. Can I call you that? All right. We will get back to the questions once this is folded. So graham crackers and pecans. Sprinkle half the graham cracker crumb and nut mixture over bottom of an 8-inch square pan. I have a 8-inch round pan. So I think I can either do that or I can do a rectangle pan, which is 8. I don't know what it is. It's not 8 by 8. All right. I'm going to call this good. And someone might say, that's not enough or that's too much, but too bad. That's what I'm doing. Okay, let me get this other stuff started, put it in the oven. And okay. Oh, it doesn't go in the oven. That's right. It goes into the refrigerator for 24 hours. We don't have 24 hours, but that's okay. It will make it. We'll just have to eat it late. Okay. So 1 cup graham cracker crumbs, 1 cup pecans chopped. Okay. 1 cup graham cracker crumbs. Let's see what we have to work with. You know what? Since it's not baked, I'm going to use the bigger one because it can be thinner and go further. So that's what we're going to do. Which probably means I need more of this. So this is something, again, in baking that, cooking in general, if you have a surface you're covering and you're going to make it thinner, you need to plan for more of this. So same thing like if you're making cheesecake, which is what Steve thought we were making. If you're making the crust portion, you need to make more of that. If you're going with a shallower, a wider and shallower dish, you need more of the stuff. So I'm going to go with, we'll do 1.5. I'll do 2. We're just going to go for it. If we have too much, we have too much. We'll do almost 2. All right. And the pecans need to be just chopped. It doesn't say how chopped, so we will just choppy chop it. this is when you have lots of things going on in the kitchen. Yeah. Oh, I left these out because I was going to ask you guys. Does anybody save? Do you know some cheese comes with the wax? Does anybody use that for anything? I'm curious. Because I got 2 small wheels and I have the wax sitting there. I haven't used it for anything. Okay. This is not the knife I would have chosen, but the knife I would have chosen is in the dishwasher. Okay. I'm going to answer at least a question. Let's see. Do you just live in Africa? Africa has jungles? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, you got drone footage. That's awesome, Tommy. Yeah, grass areas, not jungle areas. See? Easiest. Yeah, there you go. Eric says, why don't eggs tell jokes? They'd crack each other up. I've heard that one. There's one cracked on my floor right now. So it happens. Real life, guys. All right. Let me chop these real quick. We'll put this together. Get it chilling in the refrigerator. Not for 24 hours, probably. Maybe. It might be close. All right. Might be extra nutty. It's okay. So we've already cooked, if anybody's concerned about the egg, we've already cooked the egg yolk on the double boiler. It actually gets cooked when it thickens like that. And then the egg whites, I don't think you have to be concerned about it. And I don't know if there's a chemical reaction that happens when they have, when you whip them, when you beat them. There might be. But I know a lot of recipes, that's all you do with them and you don't actually cook them. But not sure about for this one. All right. Here we go. We're going to rough chop those. Scoot this forward. I feel like I'm ignoring you guys, and I'm sorry. So hopefully you're getting something out of this, like the little kitchen tips. All right. A little less than a cup. And I think it's going to be a little less than a cup too. You gotta get the pecan dust in there. Yeah, it's more like almost 1.5, which is okay. That's gonna be what we do. All right, let's get mixed. Let's get this in the refrigerator. Oh, I'm supposed to mix half and then top with half. Whoops. Give me my thing back. That's called following directions, guys. Well, this isn't quite half, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Okay. And that is the directions. And looking at this, I probably will have to make another cake, but I'll do that later. Might do that early in the morning. Yeah. Everybody likes chocolate, right? Because the other thing I have to make that I was going to make is the sour cream chocolate cake, which is sour cream mixed into a cake is the way to do it. All right. Here we go. So, because this is going in the refrigerator, it's not going to pop up like it would if it was cooked or something. So, make sure it goes all the way to the edges. And that's why it's called a refrigerator cake. All right. I feel like we're in intermission, sorry. All right. There we go. Here we go. And there we are. I'm going to lightly push it in. It doesn't say that in the directions. I'm just thinking it might be a good idea. Get everything covered. Ta-da! All right. I'll put a cover over it later. Just want to get it in there right now. No. Get it in there flat. There we go. Okay, we are back. And let's see where we are. Verna says you could have tempered the chocolate with a bit of egg whites before adding it. Tempered the chocolate with a bit of egg whites before adding it. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about putting in a little bit before you put in the rest. Yeah, or putting in a little bit into the chocolate before you, kind of like how you make gravy. Right. Amy says, I am spoofing my own factoid. Martin was invented in France by Hippolyte? What? Hippolyte? Mege Maurice as a cheap butter alternative to feed Emperor Napoleon III's troops. Okay. 1869. There you go. Fact checking yourself there. Eric says some people call it multitasking. I call it doing something else until I remembered what I was going to do in the first place. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes that's true, Eric. Sue says at that time it was by churning beef fat with the milk. Okay. That's the okay. If you churn beef fat with the milk, I'm guessing with the cream in it, it would be kind of like a mixture between tallow and butter. Is that right? Yeah. Tommy says, do you have the magic doors too? The ones you walk through and forget what the heck you walked through it for? Yeah. Yep. We all have those, Tommy. Amy says, have we hit the pie square, no pie or round or a cake or square round? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Let's just say that. Erica says, I'm not that much of an expert. I just know what not to eat so as to avoid gluten. Though, yes, kneading bread is what develops gluten strands and makes bread rise. I mean, this bread still rises. I'm wondering if it has less gluten. I don't remember. Wax for candles. Why are we saying wax for candles? Paraffin? Remelt for a candle. Wait, I missed something. Why are we talking about wax? You've used wax for candles and other craft stuff. Oh, this. That's why we're talking about wax. Can I ask you a question? I just don't know, like, it's like white on the inside, red on the outside. I don't know if it's like two different, just maybe a dye on the outside, or if it's, I don't know if it's two different layers. Anyway, I don't know if I should just keep it or not. I'm leaning towards not. Okay, you have used this wax for candles and other stuff? Okay. Steve says if I put my knife in the dishwasher, I'd probably have to go to jail. What? What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Verna says you can also melt it for use for seals like they did in the old days, do seal lighters. That's what reminds me of because it's red. And people had like red seals. Yeah. And Verna's done that, or Erica has done that too. Verna says you know how to use it on cheesecloth to make your own wax paper, which I don't use a whole lot of. Yeah. To wax to keep your drawer slides slick, you could. Soap works for that too. Eric, okay, this will prompt me to tell my little story. It's ridiculous. It's not that long. So Eric says I thought it was Monday, then I realized it's the middle of the week. So on Monday, I went to this bee group and bee meeting, and it was like at the beginning they have like an hour that's just social time, which is great. I think that's what a lot of groups are missing, is that just social time for social time, unstructured time together with the people that you do other things with. And I was talking to someone, I was like, oh yeah, and then tomorrow today's not Friday. My Monday was so jam-packed. My weekend was so jam-packed. I thought Monday evening that it was Friday and I had a day off the next day. No, I did not. And it sucks. Yeah. Steve says the cake is made from egg, dairy, and nuts, not allergy free. Okay. Oh, you're saying it's like all allergy? It's like allergy welcome? Yeah. I asked before I said pecans and all that. Amy says we are entertaining each other while listening to you. Good. Good. Sorry. But also hopefully you've learned something and had fun. Verna said I would have used my coffee grinder to do that. I always have to guess what you guys are saying after it's been a while. Your coffee grinder to do that. Oh, to do the egg chop, the nut chopping. I don't have a coffee grinder, so it's okay. I do have a nut chopper. It works okay. Honestly, with my other knife, doing it with the knife it works just fine. Amy says, you're good, Katrina. We can always run the vlog back. Yeah, exactly. All those eggs and it isn't baked. No, and so the egg yolks you remember they went in the double boiler, and so those are cooked. The egg yolks are cooked. They're cooked in the milk and sugar and egg yolk that is cooked. And then the egg whites are beaten into beaten egg whites. And that's actually in a lot of recipes that they don't cook in. Yeah, also a lot of recipes you do cook. So I don't know what happens to it, but yeah. What, Erica? I think we already knew this, huh? 2 of your kids hate chocolate? That is so weird. Eric says, what did the lawyer name his daughter? Sue, of course. Oh boy. Social time is media for me. You know what? We're here. We're here. It's good. You are welcome. Oh, Eric, you are reminding me of everything that happened this week. What is a tick's favorite social media app? TikTok. So you know how when cats walk and they walk away from you, you can see their backside. Well, yesterday I was about to leave. Yesterday? I think it was yesterday. No, day before. I was about to leave to go to an event. And I had to go back inside and get a glove and tweezers because Mr. Ringo, on his little backside, right next to his little hole, had a tick this big. And it's nasty. So nasty. I put it on the table outside in between the tweezers. I left the tweezers there because I had to go. Like, I'm getting this and then I'm going. And I put it there and I was going. I have a card for him. He's had 3. This is his 4th tick that I pulled off of him so far. I need to get I need to get him back on the medicine. I didn't have it with him because I was concerned about Mama Kitty. Didn't want to separate him while trying to get her. Like, there was this whole timing thing. Because you have to have them separate from each other for like 24 hours, I think, when you give them the topical. So I give him that again. But yeah, I came back and the tick was gone. And I'm like, what happened to it? What happened? And it might seem weird that I'm keeping ticks on a card with tape. The reason is if there's you can send them in, right away or whatever, or you can just keep tracking. If you see something going on, you can say, hey, can you look at this tick? And they can see if it has diseases, even after it's dead. So thanks, Eric, for reminding me of the giant tick. Yeah, must have been, I don't know. It's huge. Like, I don't know how long it was on him to be that huge. I don't know how long it takes to get there. Yeah. Anyway. Yuck. Yes, I also hate ticks, Eric. Anything that wants to suck my blood? Ticks, mosquitoes? Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, you got a puppy with an invasion of ticks. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, it's they're not fun. They really aren't. Their anatomy is amazing because they, blow up so huge. But their anatomy is amazing. But that's about it. All right, I'm gonna taste this. Mmm, that is smooth. Mm-hmm. That is smooth. You guys should play this back and do all the random things and make it. That is so good. Yeah, approved. Except for I just spit stuff at you guys. Sorry. Approved. Mm. It's very smooth, which is good. It's gonna be so good chilled, I'm sure. I wouldn't bake this. It's kind of like a pudding, a custardy pudding, but like silky. Like chocolate silk pie, but even more so. Yeah. So, yeah. Good stuff. All right. For those that are joining on Sunday, Steve, can you put that back up, the link, since you had it already? I don't have mine prepped. The Cook With Me Live is happening Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and it is a lot of fun. We are making rabbit stew. It's rabbit mushroom stew, but if you don't like mushrooms, you can put something else. If you don't like rabbit, you can use chicken or quail or beef or goat or whatever you want. Like, the purpose of me having these things is, one, to have like a fun group to cook with and do random things with, and then another is to educate people that they can do more than just what's on the recipe. If you don't like an ingredient, you don't have to put it in. If you don't like a certain way of doing it, you can try a different way, and you can make substitutions that you might not think of. And so, to kind of people that are new to thinking that way, because I know a lot of people are recipe bound. They do recipes and that's it. But you can get out of thinking that way and be more confident in your cooking, and also more confident in, like, that butter that just happened to be in the refrigerator. I did not plan that. Did not plan that I needed to warm up butter to a consistency that I can cream. But you guys just learned it because that happened. And if that were to happen, if someone showed up and like, oh my gosh, I forgot to take out my butter, then we would tell them how to fix that problem, and help each other out. So, and then, hey, I don't have this ingredient. What can I use instead? One of us is going to know, or we can look it up. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Anyway, so I encourage you to join if you haven't joined. It's a monthly thing. I pretty much ask on here, or I do a poll online of the members to ask kind of what day works. I usually throw out a few days. I pretty much ask if any days don't work for people when at the end of each live, and then we go from there. So it's on a weekend, Saturdays or Sundays. I like Sundays better. I know some people can make Saturdays, some people can make Sundays. So sometimes we switch it up, but I have to know which days you guys like. All right. And you can watch all of the replays. So if you join now, you can watch all the replays all the way back to the beginning. And there's a lot of good stuff on there. Now, they are longer. They're not like a 5-minute video or even a half-hour video. I mean, we've gone for a long time before, but we're talking about our own lives. We're talking about, the cooking. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Oftentimes, if we cook something that takes a long time, we cook something that takes a short time to fill the time. Eat together, all that. So, yeah. All right. So, encourage that. Verna says, next ice cream I make, I will add a 1/3 cup peanut butter powder. That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, but I'll leave it up. Why not? On Sunday, you'll have a hair on your stew. Yes. Thousands of eggs, this is from Eric, have been stolen from a local farm. Police suspect poachers are to blame. And Verna says, to me, recipes are just guidelines. Yep. Good night, Amy. 4 o'clock. Oh my gosh, that's early morning. I actually had time to sleep in the other day. No, there was a bird outside of my window at 5 o'clock in the morning, like right outside, that just decided it needed to sing its heart out. And I'm like, no. Yeah. Sleep is good. Sleep is good. 24-hour cook with Katrina? I don't think so. Sometimes it feels like it. We've gone more than 4 hours before. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but probably that cake that we made last time took a long time, and we made something else with it. I don't remember what. Yeah, but no, 24 hours of cooking. It's a little much. But guys, this is good. This is repeatable. Something else, a note to make. It's a note to make. These are your cookbooks. They belong to you. If they belong to you, make a notation in there. So-and-so likes it. So-and-so doesn't like it. Try 5 minutes less in the oven. Top with this instead. Or, you underline grease the pan because it didn't grease it enough and it needs lots of grease. All of those kind of tips, check it half an hour instead of 45 minutes. Those kinds of things. Just write it right in the recipe because you don't have to remember it then. And if it's your book, then you can do that. If it's not your book, maybe ask and return to the person who it came from. Yeah. Another thing to remember too is if you're going in the oven, everybody's oven is different. So if you're doing something in the oven, it could be cooler or warmer than what your recipe calls for. Yeah. Verna says the sleeping mat is now 1 foot long, 1/6 the way done. Oh, I'm getting there. Ooh, Amy says pistachio baklava with phyllo dough by hand would be a good long cook with me. I've actually never made baklava. I've eaten baklava and it's very, very good. Making homemade phyllo dough is a great lesson. I've never made that homemade. Yeah. Interesting. I bet you folded a lot, right? I have made croissants, and that took a very long time. So that's an example. We were talking about butter earlier. its consistency is important to what you're doing. And things like biscuits and things like croissants, I mean, anything that has that flakiness, why it's flaky is because between every single layer is a layer of butter. So it's important to have something cold. So, like, I have a piece of granite that I actually got for free that I'll clean it up, and that will be my cold surface because it holds cold. So you can put it in the refrigerator, get it cold, or you can put outside, get it cold. Just you don't put it in heat, right? And then you actually, for the croissants, when it starts getting warm a little bit, you have to actually put it back in the refrigerator until it's cold, and then bring it out again when it's cold, and then you fold it and roll again, fold and roll again, fold and roll again. And it's not that many times before it stops getting cold. And so yeah, it took a long time. It was very, very good, but I don't know that I will make them again. I could, but I don't need to. Yeah, yeah. Alberta says, go to bed, Amy. You only have 5 hours of sleep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Lots of butter in fridge time. Exactly. Exactly. Lots. And that's the other thing. Like, make sure you have room in the fridge, right? Yeah. Erica says, when Andy first moved out on his own, his grandma gave him a cookbook and she put notes in for him, not just adjustments to recipes, but family anecdotes about some of them. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Oh, okay. Philo dough takes 4 hours between each session, or interesting. Okay. Amy says she sleeps fast. What? You had to take your washer to the curb? Steve, my goodness. Hopefully that means you have a new washer and it's lovely and it works and everything. Yeah, Erica says I have a piece of marble that was a sink cutout from countertop that I use it to chill or heat for cooking. Yeah. Yeah, those are handy to have because rocks like, quartz, marble, any of those things, granite, they're rocks, and so some hold better temperature than others, but some will hold temperatures better than others, and they're all going to hold temperature better than, you know, wood or tile or the fake, what is it called? Quartzite? Is that the fake countertop stuff? It's real countertop, but yeah. Sue says, only person I know that writes what's wrong with it and the part numbers needed to fix it when you put on the curb. There you go. There you go. It was hand-me-down. We didn't like it, which is why we didn't fix it. I understand that. Yeah. I mean, if you use it until you can't, that's one thing. And a lot of the older stuff you can repair, and the newer stuff you can't. But then the newer stuff, like do yourself, I mean, like with a book or whatever. And then the newer stuff often has so many recalls associated with it. It's tremendous. My dishwasher did. In my old place, the dishwasher panel, so the part that you press the buttons on one side, on the back side has electronics, didn't have waterproofing over it. That was a recall. Yes, it was. Yep. Because guess what happened? A lot of them stopped working. Huh. What happens inside a dishwasher? Water. Yeah. Verna says it can take up to 4 hours. Recommended is 30 minutes, but it also depends on the time of your heat of kitchen, all that. Yeah. Yeah, probably humidity too, right? I would guess. Yeah. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. I don't know. You can be honest, like, was that enjoyable or not enjoyable or too much back to the camera? Let me know. Because sometimes I want to do something when I'm talking with you guys, but this one had like too much away from the camera time, I think, that I couldn't read your comments. But it would be nice to hear what your guys' experience was with that. But yeah, it's good. I lick the spoon. It's not a spoon. The spatula. Yeah. It was good. So, yeah. Oh, I told you I was going to show you Mama Kitty. All right, here we go. She's literally just, well, she's not anymore because I just dropped that. She's in the corner. Move your counter to where your camera is. Yeah, maybe not. It was fun. Good. Okay, here's Mama Kitty. Let me get down here. Hi, Mama Kitty. Ouch. Okay. So she's in the corner there. I think we're safe to open this. We'll see. Mama Kitty. Everybody wants to see you. How you doing? Yeah, that's probably the most alert she's been all day. Poor girl. You were super lovable, though, huh? I know, you usually don't have a computer in your face. So, oh yeah, and then I haven't done anything with this wall yet. Erica says, we are still here and actively participating. I don't think any of us minded. Good. Erica says, hi, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Mama Kitty. Yeah, she... So the topical... Ouch. The topical... let's see if we can just put that there. There we go. No, she doesn't have a cone. I'll tell a story. So they gave her a topical painkiller that lasts for 4 days. We're on day like 1.5, right? So because it's topical, it's like a really high dose right now, and it'll go down. Like I don't put it on again. It's already on her. So her pupils are super big, and she's doing all right. Yeah. So I requested. Let's back up. When Ringo went to the vet, he went to the vet because he had a abscess that needed to be drained. He got in a fight with another cat. There you go. And when he went there, he got put under, and so they're like, "Do you want us to fix him while I did that?" And said, "Yeah, that makes sense. You have been trying to get an appointment anyway, and they're months out." Thank you, Eric, for the super sticker. Thank you. And so I said, yeah. And so they didn't put a cone on him, but his was more than just fixing. He also had his front leg, they drained stuff, right? And they didn't want him to lick that. And so the lady came out and she handed me a cone. Didn't put them on him, but she handed me a cone. And I'm like, why are you handing it to me? Like, and then she told me, oh, you can, when he wakes up, he's either going to be lovey-dovey or he's going to be pissed off. He was awake, but he wasn't like awake. I'm like, okay. And he was pissed. That night he slept in the little tiny carrier. I'm like, I'm not messing with you right now, which is so funny because it's such the opposite with her. She was so lovey-dovey. And so he needed that because when I got him home, he was already licking his wound. And so I was a little bit traumatized trying to get that on him because have you ever tried to put those things on a cat? My goodness. So I thought it would be easier for them to put it on her when she's out, right? And have her wake up with it. And they said, yeah, we can do that, but sometimes they freak out and we don't like them to be, in that situation, like that because they're trying to heal. And okay, that's fine. As long as they don't pull out stitches, it's fine. So that's what they did. And they put her in the small, I brought her in this and I brought a smaller carrier, in case they wanted to use that to bring her home in. I'm letting them choose, right? She does really good in the car. When we get on the freeway, she's perfect. Only a few meows. Way back there was none. But curves, brakes, she doesn't really like, but she did really good on the highway. But so they woke her up in that little carrier, and she immediately thrashed and got the cone off of her head. So they let her calm down a little bit, and they're in the recovery room, and they opened that to get the cone out, and she snuck out. So she escaped in that little room, but she didn't go very fast or very far. So just, let her do her thing. And, she's waking up. She's still druggy and groggy, and she was stumbling, I guess. And she found a cubby near the floor where some towels were, and she climbed up there and decided that was her place. And they were able to get her back into the carrier pretty easily, and they put her in this one, and she did pretty good. So that's why she doesn't have a cone, and she hasn't been licking or anything. She's pretty drugged up though, so I don't know what'll happen, but basically 4 days is the critical time. So that's when the painkiller, it's a 4-day painkiller, and so that's critical time for healing. And then 2 weeks is the recommended keep her in. And they said they recommend to keep her in here for 2 weeks if I can, because of how kind of wildish she is. Which I know if you guys watched the video from Tuesday, you'd be like, wait, what? Yeah, I just started being able to pet her a couple months ago, maybe a little more than 2 months ago. And she actually loves pets, and she loves scratches, but she really needs Ringo to be there. And so I think yesterday she was able to appreciate the love without the fear. And that was really nice. And I wish I would have actually opened the carrier during that time, but I didn't. Steve says our female did not lick either. She was kept in her carrier for 24 hours. Yeah. 24 hours. That's it. Yeah, she's on restrictions. She's not supposed to jump, leap, swim, get wet, any of those things. And I don't remember how long that restriction is for, but I'm just going to keep her in there for 2 weeks. And it might honestly be 3 weeks, because I don't want her to disappear and not get her booster and have me pay to give her the first shot and not the second shot. That would be silly. So I'm kind of thinking I might keep her inside for 3 weeks. And Ringo has already had visitation. He hasn't today, but I'll turn around by the door, and they talk back and forth before she came back from the vet. And then when she came back from the vet, I put her down on the driveway, and Ringo said hi to her, and she said hi to him, and then Ringo walked away, which is pretty much what he does when he came to see her in the house. As he said hi, he's like, oh, hi, yeah, you're there, okay. And then he took off to the back of the house because he's not allowed in the house. So I'm allowing him in just to see her. So, and I decided, instead of having her in the laundry room, I got a kitty litter that isn't supposed to smell. It's supposed to take some of the smell out. I didn't do that. I just got the regular clay one before, and this one it's clay, but it has an anti-smell thing. I don't know. I wanted the clay one so I could put it out on the property instead of in the trash, because I think having her scent around is going to be a good thing for other predators or prey and stuff like that, as a potential deterrent. I did the same thing with Ringo with his poo, is I took it out and to where I thought about his boundary was, at least near the house. I didn't do the other side of the street, but I'm hoping that's helpful. It makes sense to me in my head. But yeah. Erica says, when I got Sheila fixed, I was told to keep her dry for 10 days. A few hours after we got her home, she headed straight into the creek. Oh no. Yeah, that's why you need a carrier. And this carrier is actually, it's large enough. She has her litter box in there. I zip tied because she pushed it off before her surgery. There's a water and food thing that kind of that go on to the front here, but I zip tied it because it just hangs there, so she can totally just bump it up. And she already spilled it a few times before she went to the vet. Yeah, but yeah, I just have to pay attention, make sure she eats and drinks. Well, drinks more than eats. I know she went pee or either late last night or early this morning. Haven't seen any sign of that. I've been working over here on the couch, so I haven't seen any sign of her going to the bathroom at all since then. And so I do have a little needleless syringe, the one without the needle, that I can give her water if she doesn't start drinking water. So we got a plan. We got a plan. So, all right, guys. Well, I think I am going to sign off here. I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate you guys evaluating what I'm doing in a positive way. And hopefully you had a good time. And a reminder that we have our Katrina's Kits members cook with me live on Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we're making rabbits too. So you don't even have to make anything to show up. Some people just want to learn or hang out, and that's fine. Yeah, you can make something that you want to make. That's fine too. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful time. And we'll see the Katrina's Kits on Sunday, and we'll see the rest of you on Monday. All right. Thank you for the link, Steve. And Verna says, have a blessed day. We'll see everyone Saturday morning. And thank you to my moderators, Steve and Verna. Thank you. Good, awesome people. All right. Have a good night. We will see you next time. Enjoy the evening.